Hello and welcome to the Great Game Debate Podcast, where friends come together to discuss and respectfully disagree about video games. I'll be your host as usual, Kate Berthe Lane, and joining me as always is our lady down under, the saucy Stephanie Beaumont. How you doing?
Very good, mate. Sorry, my voice.
I guess audio listeners are going to be incredibly confused.
Yeah. No, I hope I'm not scaring you, Ronald.
Of course.
But actually, I'm intentionally hiding a scar that I got from my.
That's the reason why.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, totally get it.
Yeah. Is the middle part in now?
Of course. Yeah.
Whether it is or it isn't, you set the trend.
I think it's from all the K-pop stars. That's why the center part has come in.
Yeah, the Nick Carter is back.
Well, you've heard them all by now, but I'm also joined by the godfather of the debate, Jonah Gomez, the man with the golden voice, Mateo. And we are incredibly pleased to have the extra special guests this week, Luigi and Waluigi. How are y'all doing?
Luigi time.
All debates is cheat unless I win.
Again, I suppose audio listeners incredibly confused, but no, that is Matt Storm and Geoff Moonen from the Fun and Games podcast. So happy to have you both back for a double feature. Hope you've been doing well.
Yeah, been doing very well. Thank you so much for having us on. I know I had a lot of fun last time, and I'm delighted and a little surprised that you asked for us. But,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like,
how can I turn you down? How can I turn any of you incredible people down for this?
not only did you ask us back, but you asked us together. And like, I mean, we've done this before, but not many times. Like, it's a lot of energy to contain on someone else's podcast. When
we comport ourselves as professionals on our own brand.
Yeah, and you're unleashed. You're unhinged now. You have no.
That's all. Those are all the spoons I have to be normal.
Yeah.
All bets are off now.
The two of you were just the ones for the job because this episode is very special. It is our 69th episode.
Nice.
Everybody give me a nice.
Nice.
And, at the time of this recording, I think by the time this goes up, we're still in Pride Month. So we have two amazing,
Representation.
queer, incredible creators here from the community. So thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Well, with that, I hope you all fused your longsword to your longsword on the way in so you could use your long sword for the icebreaker. Oh, dear. Zelda.
You need the reach, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So our first icebreaker question comes in from community member Captain Stubbs. Shout out to Ryan. Previously Spelunkers, now they're Friendly Fire Games. Check them out. So Ryan's question is best video game butt. I
feel like I'm gonna cheat and just pick Nightwing from the Arkham games because it covers all bases because it's not only the best butt in comic books but now contained in a video game form.
There's so many characters in skin tight tactical suits, sneaking suits. For me it's just like any incarnation of Snake, whether it's Naked Snake, Big Boss, Venom Snake, Solid Snake. It's just, that is a tight, shiny.
The soldier jeans are stored in the butt.
Apparently. How about you, Steven?
Nightwings is good. I've actually got the emoticon from Nicholas Scott's drawing of Nightwing where he's just got a bubble butt, it's a really famous drawing. It's the same with the Tibbies. It's got to go to the sorceress from Dragon's Crown. She's got it all.
Yeah. Can't fight that.
The art for the sorceress when you pause the game, no matter what, it is a Rorschach of what are you looking for? Because no matter where you look, do you know how long it took me to realize she was holding a skeleton between her boobs?
What?
Exactly.
Okay,
today.
That guy died happy, whoever that was.
Right. And bold choosing that over the Amazon, gotta say.
Those legs. If it was legs, whew.
Yeah, stick a watermelon in there.
It's a
Mateo.
foundation.
I've got locked and loaded for us.
I've got one. It's a weird one because I actually have no proof, but I'm pretty positive. Donkey Kong. He's got a
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got a dump truck.
Oh
dude.
yeah, he got
Just
you.
can't
got
see
it.
it. The hair, the
And
fur covering it up.
You know, Donkey Kong be clapping.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
100%.
They don't call him Donkey Kong for nothing. But Donkey
We're like
Kong.
Donkey Kong.
I
Jonah.
like Badonkey Kong. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like
Donkey
that.
Arrow's
Kong
off
is
the tongue.
good.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank
For
you.
me, I mean, I'm gonna steal Hunter Pearson's off the Discord. He said Cammy from Street Fighter 6, and he's
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Correct.
Voted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those yoga pants they be doing work.
And then you get her
Mhm.
classic skin and
Mhm.
top
Mhm.
tier, top tier.
I think that just leaves you, Jeff, for your official answer.
I mean, I gotta say, also doing the stretch for Cammy's taunt is difficult, but it is honestly a really good stretch. Like, even if you can't fully do it, after like
Good-
being
good-
in
good back
lockdown for a
adjustment.
long time, just like something cracked, and I could, the world made more sense. But
Mhm.
I mean, you did take Solid Snake, which is a canned answer, but it's about cans. So I'll give you the other one, which is 2B from Nier Automata.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Steven,
yeah,
you mind
so
moving
nice
your
is an
head a little
achievement,
bit?
looking more for it.
Yeah.
Right there. There she is, right behind Steven's head.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
Shout out to Crow Smacker. So do you all remember that like fake news meme that came out around the time of Nier Automata where people were claiming to have like downloaded 2B's model and she had like 2 million like polygons on her ass? So it was like it was totally made up, but it was really funny. Yeah. All right, good stuff. Thanks, Phone Ryan. Our next icebreaker comes in from community member Tongue Surgery. Check out Tongue Surgery on Itch.io. He's working on a couple indie games. Got some, I think there's a demo up. But yeah, appreciate you, Kevin. Question is first video game crush. I'll jump in here. A game that was a game of a lot of firsts for me was Final Fantasy X, and one thing that was a first for me in that game, among many other first, was a pair of titties that had more than like 8 polygons. So my first video game.
Tell me
crush
more
was
about
probably-
Waka.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Rhoda? No, but yeah, Lulu was the original big titty goth girlfriend, Final Fantasy X style. Steven, what do you got for us?
First of all, can I just shout out? Oh man, I've only played half of that game. Who's the Albed girl?
Oh, Riku?
Top tier design. Like if I was 10 years old, that Riku would be.
When she's like slipping out of that wetsuit when you're introduced to her, and when I'm like, like 8 years old, I'm like, are mom and dad about to come to the room?
Riku is the Annie Edison of Final Fantasy X. Riku's pretty young. We try not to sexualize her.
That's what I mean. So that's why I'm saying when I was 10.
I hear you. But this is...
So along that line, again, another RPG. This does lead into more extended universe stuff, but it's got to be Misty. Like,
Ooh.
Obviously it's more based off of the design of the character on the show, but yeah, like it was definitely, it's pretty awesome.
This is kosher. We're not being super weird because we're talking about when we were all like 10 years old. It's not weird. It's Misty.
You didn't fully understand it at the time.
Yeah. Mateo, what about you?
Well, see, I grew up in a time when like we didn't have high quality polygon models to ogle. So my choices are going to be like pretty tame, I guess. It's either going to be Eris, Final Fantasy VII, maybe,
Sure.
or even earlier than that, maybe. I never knew how to pronounce her name from Chrono Trigger. Marl.
Marl.
It's
Marl.
I don't think it's a real name, whatever it is, but maybe her.
That's how
I mean,
you know
all those boys named Chrono these days.
Exactly. Yeah, before the age of high polygon counts, it was really about the personality. So, Marl and Aerith were the real ones. Jeff, what about you?
I mean, I'm going to go the other way on that, and Tifa is probably up there for me. There might have been earlier, there might have been more, but I also joked about this on when Matt and I did a panel on queer rep and things in video games, where if there is an unarmed fighter in an RPG, it is for them to lose it as my favorite character. and I married someone with a black belt. So make of that what you will.
Nice. Oh, so you would have gone
yet you fought against Monk last time.
I know, exactly. I know.
Wild times.
I come at this with a very professional angle. I'm happy to argue against my own proclivities here, but like also, you know, I if I'd played Persona 3 sooner, I would have said Akihiko. Like, so there you go.
Very nice.
All right, Jonah.
I'm pretty sure we've had this question before, but I'm glad that we're answering it again. Just because I can't remember this character's name, but it was like the
360 game.
Yeah, it was a 360 game called Lost Planet, it was like the first or like the main character's like love interest, and the first time I saw her, I was like, "Whoa, games can look this good. Girls can look this hot in games. Whoa!" And I was like 12 or something, and I was like, "What am I feeling right now?"
Yeah, for sure.
And then I went back and played the game quite a few years later.
Seth.
It's what?
Is that right? Seth Balmore?
I don't remember.
Something like that.
I don't remember.
But that's what the wiki says.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I went back to the game a few years later, and I looked at it after we had seen better polygons, and I was like, "Oh no! What did I think? What was I thinking? No way."
Matt?
So, as the panel's resident pansexual, I feel like I got to pull from a few places. I mean, my first true video game crush was probably Samus. How could it not be? Right?
Oh yeah,
badass with an arm cannon, like just impossible not to pick her. But then I remember the first time I played Final Fantasy VII, stepped into a mansion, went into the basement, casket opens, long-haired Adonis steps out. Vincent is probably my first time where I went to a video game character. Huh. This is interesting. This is
I think Alucard scratched that itch for me.
Yeah, that's fair too.
That's another solid choice.
Yeah. And I will say now, we've seen the Rebirth trailer. When will my hot goth boyfriend come back from the war? We've yet to see him in the remake. Like, please bring him. I want to see my boyfriend. Thanks.
I like to imagine he's there the entire time. You just need to move the camera just off and up, and he's like hanging from the ceiling.
Like crawling on the ceiling, like
like Naruto chakra in the feet, just standing.
Yes.
Well, he was optional in 7, wasn't he? So is that maybe one of the reasons they might be keeping him under wraps?
Was not optional for Matt. Was not optional for Matt.
He won't be optional.
No, absolutely not optional.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again to Ryan and Kevin for the questions. Now, Matt and Jeff, it's been at least 8 months since we had the two of you on. We know you both best from Fun and Games podcast, but if you want to remind our viewers any other projects you've been working on, just give us all generally an update on some of the projects you've been up to since the last time we saw you.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I guess the first thing on behalf of both of us, we launched a Patreon, which has been quite successful and we're really excited about.
Hell yeah.
If you are listening to this and currently a fan of the show, every dollar helps. We pump it right back into the show. We're working on building out stuff as we go to more cons, access to more games, all that kind of good stuff. And so I'm grateful to say that we've launched it. It's, of course, at the catchy URL of patreon.com/funandgamespod. Super easy to remember. And so that's really exciting. We launched it back in January. We had been planning it for like half of last year, just trying to get our ducks in a row. And it's been really fun to experiment with like how we're going to do bonus content. I wrote an article for the first time in 10 years on the Patreon as like a blog about the both Coffee Talk games, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so if you're curious about what Jeff and I are doing beyond just the main show and side quests, you can go check it out. Side quests in the main show always will be free now and forever, but you can get early access to episodes and stuff if you sign up. So yeah, that's the big one. And then, I mean, I'm still working on Screen Snark and Reignite. Reignite has moved on to the Dragon Age franchise, for better or worse. I love Dragon Age, but I'm playing Origins on PC, and it crashes at least several times per play session. Great, love it. And I've retired CPOV Autographs, which is my interview series. It just I gotta cut somewhere. I'm an grown ass adult with a lot to do, and so and I think since the last time I was on, I got a gig as the freelance editor for the audio version of the Game Informer show, which has been really nice.
That's so cool. Rad.
Yeah, that's awesome. Shout out to Alex Van Aken, the host of the show. He is really
Okay.
awesome. And when they were looking for someone to take over the audio portion of it, he brought me on board, and it's been a lot of fun. I love the folks over there at Game Informer magazine. I've been reading since I was like a teenager, and now I get to work as part of, which is pretty dope.
Congrats. Congrats.
Thank you. I think those. Oh, and since the last time I was on the show, I adopted a puppy, Otis. If you go to my Instagram, you can see my adorable dog Otis, who is a delight. He's currently sleeping right now. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, I think those are the big things. Yeah, I will toss it over to Jeff.
Yeah, no. I mean, in addition to all the stuff that Matt was talking about, yeah, the Patreon's been fantastic, and we try to make a lot of the extra content we make. After early access, we try to make it all public to folks. The review that Matt wrote is open to the public. Once I start writing reviews, it'll be the same, but we're using this as something to develop and move things along. And it's been really exciting to discover that and make that and get to engage with folks like that. It's been honestly incredible. In addition to stuff within the Certain POV network where Fun and Games is, as well as all of Matt's other shows, I'm just on Fun and Games. But I've also taken over as, I suppose, a freelance editor for Gom Jabbar on the Lore Party Network, which has been a lot of fun. Leon Abu produced a fantastic show and are just a goddamn delight. And probably the big news for me, as far as like, this is very recent and it's so localized and weird because, in addition to podcasting, I'm an actor. And so normally it's like, oh, I'd love to announce voice work and things. Most of my voice work is the most boring stuff. I've done a ton of like phone hold messages recently. Yeah. So if you call, like, I don't know,
whatever pays
area
the
law
bills,
firm,
right?
It pays the bills. No, exactly. But you see people announce like roles like, oh, I'm in this game, I'm doing these things. Hi there, and thank you for calling. Great, the Great Game Debate. Your call is very important to us. If you have a hot take, please stay on the line. And then I export that as a wave at actually an 8K sample rate. So if you ever want your audio to actually sound like it's a phone hold message, 8K sample rate, that's the secret. Because under the 44.1K, there's your hot audio knowledge for the day. But yeah, there you go. But I also, ink's not dry or anything, but I'm getting back into doing immersive theater, which was really the acting work I was doing before lockdown happened. That's really hard work to do when you have to social distance.
Yeah.
Because, it's not just guy on stage, guy in the audience. Yeah. It's, in the space everybody's walking around, but it's with a company called Future Proof that does a lot of very game-focused, game-based kind of ideas in terms of it's not just solving a murder mystery or something like that. You are moving along a storyline, and choices that are made in the shows that we do carry over into future things. I've been working with them since 2017. We had several of the writers and folks on an episode of Fun and Games because they released a visual novel called P-Suite at the beginning of 2021, I believe. And I think that's still on Steam and Itch. And cool. my image shows up in that, the character I've been playing for a while.
Awesome.
But now this is a new project, and when I have more, it'll be up on Twitter and everything like that. But that's the most recent bit of excitement for me.
Congratulations, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's so rad.
I forgot how much, even just doing the audition and callback, I forgot how much I missed that work.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, thanks to two of you for sharing. And with that, I will turn things over to our judge, Jonah Gomez, for the debate.
All right, we got a fun debate today. We are doing another team debate. It's been a while since we've done this, but today's debate is about what game series has the hottest characters. Matt and Jeff versus Mateo and Steven. Fun and Games versus Great Game Debate. Fun and Games representing one of the all-time greatest indies of all time. That was redundant, I know. Hades versus the Great Game Debate representing Resident Evil. Now, it's a battle of my favorites right now. This is going to be an interesting one. Fun and Games decided that they will be starting first with Matt taking charge.
And we will finish it.
Oh.
Threaten me with a good time.
Matt, you have 2 minutes on the clock. Are you ready?
I am ready.
3, 2, 1, debate.
I am so confident that Hades can win this that I picked a single game. I didn't even pick the oeuvre of Supergiant, although Hades is technically a franchise now, as we got a second one in the works. And the character art we've already seen of that sequel, they're all hot. So, but like, seriously, do I have to explain this? This game, the oeuvre online on Twitter, was how hot these characters are. Every single one. Player characters, non-player characters, NPCs, bosses, didn't matter. The voice acting was hot. The character design was hot. The dialogue was hot. I mean, I like Megara. Do I have to say more than Megara? Like, people lost their minds for this character. The voice actors, whose name escapes me at the moment, literally got a following on TikTok just for speaking hot as the character. Literally. And then, of course, broke outside that, did a lot of comedy stuff. Actually, a really great follow. But like, Supergiant has always had incredible artwork. Their games are, these indie darlings that really focus on ambiance and character and narrative. The gameplay loops are always great. And the gameplay loop, of course, from Hades is great. But you have so many different characters from the pantheon of the gods within this mythology. And then you've got Zagreus, the main character that you could die for, literally and figuratively. You've got an entire cast of characters, from Thanatos as Death, who I wish would scythe me. You've got Hades, your dad, a little weird, still very hot. And then you've got a plethora of other characters.
30
Persephone.
seconds.
You've got, I mean, I could just list them, right? I don't really even have to say much more than just list these characters. The artwork is incredible in this game. And my favorite thing, needlessly to say, about the entire game is how hot these characters are. It is literally the mythos of this game.
Excellent. You ending it right there?
I'm ending it right there.
All right, leaving 10 seconds on the table. That one's for you, Wes.
Sexy.
All right, Mateo, you got 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, debate.
So, since we're covering Resident Evil, I don't know if y'all are aware of this. There are a ridiculous amount of characters in Resident Evil, so we're just gonna kind of blast through them. We're gonna do some characters, do the best thing about them. We got Claire Redfield. Rides motorcycles, that's hot. Crop top, she's protective. Those are all cool qualities. Chris Redfield is jacked. Them biceps, dude. His biceps get bigger every single release. They're like the size of watermelons now. He punched a boulder. That's kind of hot if you like, himbos. Leon Kennedy. Speaking of himbos, I read a quote where it says he's like a golden retriever that knows kung fu. And I don't know that anything is a true statement. He's so pretty. His hair is perfect. He could be in a K-pop band. We got Jill Valentine. Berets are hot. She's immune to the T virus, so she's not taking sick days. You're getting plenty of time together. Ada Wong, that red dress dude. I'm pretty sure that's regulation FBI like attire. She's a thief. Doing crimes is cool. Cool stuff equals hotness. Need I say more? You got Mr. X, tall, dark, mysterious, dreamboat. Rebecca Chambers, she's a lecturer, a scientist, education, brains. That's sexy. That's attractive. We got Carlos Oliveira. We're talking specifically about shaggy hair Carlos, though. That other haircut they did on him, we're not going for that.
30 seconds.
He's suave. His hair is almost better than Leon's. He's quoted as saying, "All the foxy ladies love my accent," and that's true. We got Billy Cohen. He's a bad boy, but that's innocent. He's suns out, guns out, dude. He's got those biceps out at all times. We got Sheva. I don't think I even need to describe anything more about Sheva. We got Sheva. You've seen all the costumes. You know what the deal is. We got Countess Dimitrescu. She's mommy. She can reach every shelf, and death by Snooze dude.
Oh man, what a finale!
She's mommy.
You went out strong. That was good.
I love that you in this pantheon of legendary characters included Mr. X, who totally deserves to be there. I just wasn't expecting it.
You want to say something for everybody? Mr. X is there.
Oh yeah,
Solve for X. I dare you.
Oh my God,
he's someone's type. I guarantee you.
X gonna give it to you.
I knew this was gonna be a good debate. Oh, I'm so excited to see the rest of it. Jeff, going into round 2. You got 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, debate.
I got to admit, those are a lot of sexy characters in Resident Evil. I mean, even in the times when they were just tank girls spinning around like that, and just before I hit forward, I spun everybody around, all sorts of positions and everything. But you know what none of them ever did? Rise shirtless out of a pool of blood and push their hair back in moody animation.
Yes.
And that's just one character. And there is a lot of death, and there is a lot of blood in Resident Evil, but they don't make it nearly as erotic as the underworld does. Hades isn't my dad, but he could be your daddy. He's got that fur, he's got that beard, he's got that commanding tone, and you have disappointed him.
Oh, shit.
And you can make it romantic. You don't have to make it romantic. And that suits everybody across, well, it's Pride Month. You can have that representation as well while still enjoying people. This is the Greek pantheon. We don't have to make it horny, but Supergiant did us the courtesy and the favor, and I will never stop thanking them for that. Especially because Hades is for the bisexuals, and Hades 2... finally, the bisexuals get a turn. Everybody is hot. Everybody is a little bit suggestive. And again, it's the Greek pantheon. If there's seemingly familial relationships going on here, that's not a thing that I'm into, but enough of the stories have been going on. Maybe they're related, maybe they're not. Maybe this game they are, maybe they won't be later. But
30 seconds.
Again, none of them are my daddy. And I also want to say that everyone's got great outfits in Resident Evil, especially when you get the keys and you can change up the outfits. You know, you can be dressed up like you're from Dino Crisis. Very cool. But no one really has the same tits out energy that every single character in Hades has, even those who don't have bodies. You could be a floating Gorgon head who just wants to serve senpai. Tits out energy. And I love it.
Time. Oh
Incredible.
my goodness. What a fantastic rebuttal. Steven, we're going into the rebuttal. Super high energy. I hope you can bring it. You got 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, debate.
Okay, so one of the interesting things that I actually found was looking up the standard character image art for Hades. I was shocked that a lot of them aren't as overly sexual. Like, if let's do a litmus test right now. Zagreus, turn the sound off. Okay, it's still there. Fuck Zagreus, no doubt. But Meg, you turn the sound off. At full shot. Whereas do that litmus test on Resident Evil. Leon, Chris, Jill, Claire, Lady D. You turn the sound off. They are still absolutely the biggest sex machines you've ever seen in your life. And if you actually met them in real life, you would be bowled over. Jill's hairdo in RE3 Remake, my God, that is so damn good. Leon in the RE2 Remake, he's got the proper Nick Carter going on. Everyone's by heart just like flooded a little bit there. It's just... That's the big difference, is like the Resident Evil characters are hot all the time, like no matter what, in what situation, whereas the voice lines carry Hades so much.
30 seconds.
So I'll throw most of this into the closing, but let's just say, like, especially for Lady D, let's just start with Lady D. Like, sorry Eli Roth, but the critics were wrong. This is the real torture porn.
All right.
That'll do. We'll
all right. Leaving 10 seconds on the table. All right. Let's go into our final round. Matt and Jeff, I'll have y'all start first. Starting with Matt, you've got 1 minute on the clock for your closing thoughts. 3, 2, 1, debate.
It's cute that Steven brings up the sound, and I appreciate that. You are correct that a lot of the voices are what carry the hotness of a lot of these characters, but you are forgetting that every dialogue box has a painstakingly hand-drawn, sultry, seductive, and gorgeous artwork. That artwork does a lot more of the work than you think, and I think honestly, the thing about Hades that makes it really hot is it's got the perfected game loop, and it is an unbeatable tyrant of a game,
30
to
seconds.
steal a word. But let's look at the Resident Evil catalog. There are as many hits as there are misses in that franchise, and Resident Evil 1, not that hot vocally, visually, anything. So I'm just saying, Hades
Don't like
is a complete
sandwiches?
package. Hades is a
Unlock my
complete
closet.
package, and it is kind of unbeatable as it is. Whereas when you look around Resident Evil, it gets a little murky real quick.
Time. Very nice. All right, Jeff. Take it straight over to you. You got 1 minute on the clock. 3, 2, 1, debate.
The fact that you have to take out a portion of the design of the characters to give yourself a better stance says a lot. Sound, voice is part of character. You're trying to tell a voice actor that I shouldn't listen to what they're saying to find them hot. You're barking up the wrong tree. This is very much about these people and very much about who they are, about what they project, because there is a lot of subtlety, and that's what makes good storytelling, and that's what makes for good, honestly,
30
yearning.
seconds.
If you've got those little holes in the design, you can't see a fully HD model, I've got plenty to work with. And again, Greek myth. Come on, you don't think that there's just a little bit of Bond there? I think there's plenty of Bond there, and I'm willing to take it the rest of the way. And I'll end it there.
All right, leaving 10 seconds on the table. Mateo and Steven. Close this thing out. Mateo, we'll start with you. Steven, you're going to close it out for us. Mateo, you got 1 minute on the clock. 3, 2, 1, debate.
So in the interest of this debate, I actually did. I was thinking about it. How can we actually qualify? How can we quantify? How can we bring numbers into this to make it make sense as far as which game has the hotter cast? So I went to Roll34 this morning. And I did some searches, and I will tell you, Hades had about 1,500 entries. Resident Evil, meanwhile, though, had 89,282 entries. So if we're looking at this mathematically, let me do some quick math here. We are looking at a game that is 58 times hotter than Hades. You can't argue with this math. This is basically as close to a scientist as I've been. And we'll pass that over to Steven at that point.
All right,
Oh
leaving
God.
10 seconds on the table. Steven, you've got 1 minute to close it out. 3, 2, 1, debate.
And yeah, Jeff was talking about, there's some bonds there. And you are right, there's some real Sweet Home Alabama about Hades. Everyone is related in the Greek pantheon. And not only that, let's talk about safety. Let's talk about safety and health. And studies have shown, this is the top comment on 3 minutes of Megiara voice lines. Studies have shown that gamers beat Megiara 25% faster when the game is muted. This is likely due to an increased blood flow to the brain. You see where I'm coming from? I'm talking about safety in numbers, And also, let's talk about old outfits. Resident Evil Revelations Jill is a sexy pirate. Resident Evil 5 Sheva is Red Riding Hood. Resident Evil Revelations Chris is a sailor boy. In Resident Evil 4 remake, we've got some really a la carte, beautiful Victorian era gothics, and it's just amazing.
Time.
Dress up and roll.
How many Rule 34 entries was that? For
Yeah,
Hades?
1,500.
1534 is what I counted.
With one game in 2 years?
Yes.
As opposed to 27 years and how many titles?
Yeah. We divide that by titles of Resident Evil. Yeah.
Titles, years.
Unfortunately, you don't have an extra portion of the debate.
I know. I'm sorry. In the interest of numbers, you're absolutely right. Going for the hottest numbers, looking for the temperature of the underworld is tricky. But those are high numbers, and I just wanted to work off the math that you were talking about. I'm just collecting data points here.
All right.
Much like Rebecca Chambers, I am a scientist.
I am a scientist.
All right. Caden, as our official judge for this debate, I want to hear your thoughts, because when it comes to how sexy characters are, I think you are a man of exquisite taste.
I would
Thank
agree.
you. Man, I gotta tell you, 89,000 is one hell of a spank bank. If there's anything I've taken away,
Check the tags. Check the tags.
exactly. If there's anything I've taken away from this debate, I just want a crossover, like mature rated R, like visual novel between like the Hades and Resident Evil universe, and there's like a subplot with like Mr. X and Chaos. Your non-binary horror beyond comprehension. Like I got to see that action. But incredible arguments for both sides. But I think that what it came down to really for me was that Mateo and Steven took the tact of like literal physical hotness, and while that's a component of Matt and Jeff's argument, they also, it was more like the entirety of the character is hot. Like you're going to be attracted to them and like want to know the depths, and like you want to be in a relationship with these characters. You want to be these characters instead of just like jerking it to 89,000 images on Rule 34. So I think the hotness of Hades is all encompassing of every facet of the characters compared to Resident Evil. At least, listening to these two arguments. So I got to give it to Matt and Jeff for Hades.
Very nice.
Good fight. It was a good
Thank
fight.
you very much.
Oh my god, incredible.
I will say the Resident Evil voice lines are pretty bad, so we couldn't go that route to try to defend them.
Nobody's getting a boner for Jill Sandwich, you know what I mean?
Right before I climax, I always just go, I have this.
Caden, it
No,
depends.
I don't, but now you can't unthink it.
Caden,
You're welcome.
it depends on what the bread is for the Jill sandwich.
Yes.
Right.
Is
Yeah,
it
that's-
Chris and Leon?
Damn. But yeah, I actually brought up Barry the. I had in my notes Barry the bear because, like, come on, he's a dad. He's a bear. Like, he's got a big.
He'll taste Chris's blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one
Barry's
thing I
OG
missed
on that though.
The one thing I missed to bring up is like what you could bring into porn VR, and like obviously
Yeah.
3D.
I mean, look, you brought up Resident Evil, and like I have, you can't see it; it's just off screen. But I have the collector's edition statue from Resident Evil 8 of Chris Redfield.
Yes.
Big himbo.
See,
Could be a
he had
werewolf, but wasn't.
Yeah, he had to wear the trench coat to hide those jacked biceps.
The internet would have broken if he was a werewolf, man.
Yeah, right.
All right, I guess it's my turn to give my vote. I wish I hadn't had Caden go first because he said it so much better than I could ever wish to.
What he said.
Yeah, what he said. Man, I love the two different approaches for the debate today, though. It was so great. Mateo bringing math and Jeff just sounding hot,
That's what I do. Sound.
I think with my vote, the numbers say it all, and I'm just gonna have to go with Resident Evil on this one.
All right.
Mathematically, it's Resident Evil.
Mathematically,
Scientifically proven.
Umbrella crunched the numbers. They're the hottest. They said
No comments on the video. We're turning the comments off on this one.
the comments are wide open.
Umbrella did an internal investigation. They rigged the
Yeah.
numbers.
That's why they're all hot. They're all infected with Umbrella. See,
Yeah,
They
those
are.
viruses make you hotter.
yeah,
they got that D virus.
They are a pharmaceutical company. All right.
Oh, man.
With that, we'll go on to last week's debate, which was which game is a better Zelda-like, which was Okami versus Unsighted, winning
I
by
haven't even looked.
4 points. I'm sorry, Caden. It was Wes. It was Okami. You had no chance.
Damn.
Yeah. Nobody's played Unsighted.
That's the unfortunate thing.
That game's so good. Speaking of a hot cast, just a bunch of queer, lesbian, gay, whatever androids. They're all just trying to survive and love each other in the apocalypse.
I was actually doing some research on Unsighted after we had our debate. Did you know you could turn off that timer
I mentioned that in the
Yeah, you brought it
debate.
up. You brought it up.
I'm like, are you
Yeah.
trolling me, dude?
Got him.
Oh, all
I
right.
took the bait on that one. Yeah.
All right. And with that, we'll see y'all in the pitch.
All right. Thank you so much for judging, Jonah. And I'll take us into the pitch,
You too,
wherein
man.
a handful of us panelists will have a 2-minute elevator pitch of a mystery game, and the rest of the panelists will discuss and decide if they will buy, wait, or skip, depending on the pitch. So I have a game prepared for the pitch this week, so I'll walk my cute little butt up to the pitcher's mound myself while you count me down, Jonah.
All right. You got
There you go.
2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, pitch.
All right, not gonna lie, Steven, this game has an isometric camera, so you don't even have to listen to this one. But this game starts out as you've been recently resurrected after dying, but you seem to have spontaneously resurrected, and no one's around to see you. So you're confused. You're in a mortuary. You don't know what's happening. There's a bunch of zombies around this mortuary, and they're basically functioning like mindless servants carrying around like menial tasks in the mortuary. And I'm like, I need a key to get through this door. And I'm like, oh, I guess I need to find a weapon, a scalpel, a club. I'll go beat the shit out of the zombie because that's what games have conditioned my brain to do. But I was confused on the controls of the game, and I went to go attack the zombie, and I accidentally did the input to speak to another character, and I enter a dialogue with the zombie, and I was like, wait, what? And then I can examine the zombie. I can talk to him like, hey, so, you've been working here a long time, and it's basically just like, and then like I can examine it. It's like, oh, he's got the key on his waist. And I'm like, can I just take the key? And I can. The zombie doesn't care. He's just going about whatever his last order was, like bring the body parts to the, shredder or whatever. He has no comprehension that I'm stealing an important key. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I just go out the door. And then for the rest of this entire encounter, as I'm trying to escape this mortuary, I just start talking to all these zombies, and like they have all of these bizarre,
30 seconds.
interesting, unique things about them. Like one is like rigor mortis, and you push him over and his body falls apart, and one of his arms is petrified, and you can start using it as a club. This other guy's like mouth is like sewn up, and you can use like a scalpel to like open his mouth, and there's like a note that leads to a secret in there. There's like a guy who like his skull is empty, and there's like a message with like a pencil and a string on it, and they're using him as a messenger, so you can like take the message and intercept messages. It's just crazy. Or you can kill them all.
I'm very curious as to what Steven was reading. What was that, Steven? Ooh.
Dark Knight Returns, of course.
Oh, okay.
Which is funny. Like I flipped open to book 3, which is hilarious because it opens with this really tall Nazi lady, and she's got swastikas on her boobs and also on her butt cheeks.
Oh,
I just think it's one of the most hilariously stupid designs ever.
As one naturally does.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get us back on the rails. Caden, this game, I'm surprised. I thought you said it was isometric, so I was like, oh, he's just gonna rehash Unsighted. But you didn't. So you know what? I'm curious. I think I'll check it out. I like this mystery that you've proposed.
Okay. How about you, Mateo?
Hayden, your pitches always seem like fever dreams to me.
Yes.
And I am all in on this one. This sounds so wild and so weird. I think I'm in. I don't know what to expect. I have no idea what game this is.
Based on your play habits, this definitely seems like a Mateo game to me. You're always playing those weird games.
Yeah, it feels it. I'm getting Disco Elysium vibes. Like I don't know. I don't know what to expect here. I think I'm in though.
If I tell you, Steva, that this game isn't a platformer, does the isometric camera cease to matter, or are you still out?
No, I'm probably still out.
Okay, cool. Jeff, Matt.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know. Jeff, you go first.
I mean, I enjoy a game that will take me out of the usual ideas, like as you said from the very beginning, where okay, I'm supposed to look for this, I'm supposed to do this. Oh wait, I can talk to them, I can do that. Anything that gives you several different options to assail like that, the sheer, I don't know, confusion that gives you, and especially twist on zombie stuff, that always makes me pretty happy. I'm not I know we just debated against Resident Evil. Zombies have to win it for me. And this one's winning it for me. I'd check it out.
All right.
I think I have to go the other way. I don't know, there's a passion in your pitch, and clearly you really like this thing, but I don't feel like I got enough information to spend money on it, considering how much money I've spent on games in just the last 2 months. I think I've got to.
It'd go on my Steam wish list if nothing else.
Right. I got to pass on this one. And I like zombies, but you got to really work to get me to give a crap about zombies, because there's a lot of them in games. So I think I'm going to pass on this one.
This is really ironic because it's really not a zombie game. It's just the first area of the game's a mortuary, but it's like one of those games. It's one of those things where it's like you just got to get past the first 5 hours and then there's no more zombies. So this game is a classic CRPG, Planescape Torment. Anybody played it?
I have not. I need to. I've really, really wanted to, so I feel very good about my choice here.
What is up with you playing all these super retro games, Caden?
Well, here's the thing. The shackles were released for me once I finally beat Zelda, and then I just started. Let me try this. Let me try that. Let me try this. And the thing that happened is I'm wrapping up one of my D&D campaigns, and the next campaign my players want to play is the Planescape campaign that they're about to come out with for 5e. So I think originally Planescape was like a AD&D setting or adventure or something, and then they made a video game, and now they're basically bringing it back for 5e. So I was like, I gotta do my homework. So I've never played this game before, and I started it the other night, and this is an old game. I think this was like a 90s game, and I was surprised. Next thing I know, 5 hours passed. It has this very immersive sim quality to it where you can just be a murder hobo and just kill your way out of that mortuary in 5 minutes, or you can spend 5 hours just getting in the weeds and doing all this crazy stuff. But
I'm surprised you were able to get it to run on your PC if it's that old.
Well, that's the thing. They're the developers. I don't know if they're the original or just the ones that ported it. Beamdog in 2017 they made an enhanced edition port for modern platforms. I think it's even on the Switch. So
it is.
You can get physical copies of it if you want to keep it on the PC. Good old games, they usually run bundle sales where you can get it with Icewind Dale and Baldur's Gate and all of that, and you spend $10 and you've got it. And
so it's old, it's cheap, it's a huge amount of content. I think it's 20 on Steam, but it goes on sale all the time. But since it was ported recently, it's running like a dream, no issues. So
that's cool.
That's fantastic. I thought it was Baldur's Gate 3 you were describing. I just have no idea how Baldur's Gate opened.
Well, I don't think we were recording when I said this before the episode, but the last 2 side quests that you've done, Caden, I've gone out and bought the game after you recommended it. So I don't know what we were thinking that I wouldn't want your pitch here.
That's fair. That's a good point.
All right. Well, I'll hand it over to you, Matt, for your pitch, and Jonah, if you'd like to count Matt down.
You got 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, pitch.
All right, so I'm going to try and keep this as simple and base level as possible because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone.
It's good for my smooth brain, too.
Yeah, there you go. Helping you out, Jonah. Do you like character action games? Do you like beating the crap out of mooks left and right? Knights, evil empires, things like that? Yeah, a lot of nods. What about if you're a lone hero with a gruff personality just trying to redeem yourself? Sounds like something you could chew on. How about a game with a faithful companion? You have a dog with you the whole time, backing you up, your best friend, everyone's best friend. Let me tell you, after getting a dog, playing games with dogs have ruined me because I just think about my adorable dog every time I play this game. How about an in-depth story inspired by things like Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings and other fantasy type stuff, inspiring it? Incredible larger-than-life kaiju battles. You can fight as a giant creature against another giant creature. Who doesn't love that? Every game that has kaiju battles just makes them better. Incredible music, sweeping landscapes, the best of the best graphics. This is like the highest of fidelity. What else can I pitch from this? And then nuance. The dialogue is incredible. Characters are really shown with growth, and
30 seconds.
like not everything is dour. There's humor, there's lighthearted moments, truly sad, heartbreaking moments. It runs the gamut. And I think at the end of the day, the thing that I really want to pitch is that this game feels like the complete package. You know, it's one of those games that I feel like I've been waiting for a long time. And I think y'all will really dig it. And yeah, I think I'm going to end my pitch there. That's kind of like everything I got.
Awesome. 10 seconds on the table. I feel
Yeah,
like
you said-
I feel like we
10
need that
seconds.
I feel like we need that on a t-shirt. It's 10 seconds
Right?
on the
10 seconds on the
table.
table.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's pretty
good.
good.
Just
Yeah,
don't go
when
to
you
the
said
strip
there's a
club with
dog.
that.
I'm just imagining a stick figure drawing of someone like squatting with their arms out and wide-eyed, like just a goblin stance on the table.
10 seconds on the table.
I've earned this. These are my 10 seconds. Or the goblin's name, 10 seconds. 10 seconds on the table. Get him off. Get him out of
There
here.
you
Come
go.
on.
Next D&D character, 10 seconds on the table, the goblin.
The goblin,
I like that.
exactly. The
Yeah,
artificer.
so, yeah, Matt, go back to the pitch. You said there's a dog companion, so I'm immediately in there, and everything else is just icing on the cake. But truly, it does. I mean, you don't get that many games that have kaiju battles, and that's another just instant sell. So, you know, I'm in. I'll pay. You know, I might pay like $570 to play this game. Steven.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
well,
Very
I'm
specific
also not
number.
in the ecosystem of this game just yet. So, and in dollary dues, it's closer to $900. So, yeah. So, but surprisingly, I am very intrigued. So yeah, I am wait and see.
Yeah.
Is that really the price tag on this? I might have swapped to a wait and see just based on the previous.
$900 reduce, mate.
Ooh, oh, that's pricey.
Mateo,
It's
I believe you do have the platform for this game, so it's only $70 for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, well, there we go.
Oh,
Then yeah, I'm in. Will not pay 60 for Super Mario RPG. No, I'm kidding. I will absolutely pay that.
Oh, you're kidding. Yeah, you
You'll
are.
pay
We all
what
are.
they ask.
Yeah, I'm a liar. That's a
They
bluff.
They want
I'm
frog
lying.
coins. I will find frog coins.
Yeah, I'm buying this. I don't know what it is. I've got to go for it though.
Okay. Jeff, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
I'm you know, I'm usually not a fan of this series, but everything that I've heard and everything that Matt has said about it is just like, it just keeps pushing me closer and closer to it. So I think I am in.
It's the one.
It is the one.
All right, Matt. If you'd like to reveal the game.
I would, and it is the newest entry in the Final Fantasy series, Final Fantasy 16.
I've already bought it.
Yeah, so Jeff's already in. I'm someone who has loved the Final Fantasy series, but I've not completed a lot of the games. I completed 9 for the first time very recently, which I loved.
Nice.
But I've been seeing so much about 16 over time. And when they told me it was essentially Devil May Cry meets Final Fantasy, I was in because I love that franchise and like I love that kind of combat. But I'm only about 6 hours in. I won't spoil anything, but like I am in love with this game. There's just something about it that hits right from top to bottom. And like Jonah, you saying you're not really a fan of the franchise. The funny thing about Final Fantasy is any Final Fantasy can be your first Final Fantasy because those games, for the most part, are designed, besides the direct sequels, to be contained stories. Yeah. And so I think if you like a Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, you might find a lot to love here. And so I highly recommend it. But I've been playing it a ton and I really dig it.
Awesome.
Amazing. Yeah, I can't wait to play it when it comes to PC at an indefinite time in the future. So,
Right.
And hopefully the port's not broken. So,
Yeah.
All right, incredible. Well, we'll move things along. Jeff, if you'd like to approach the pitcher's mound, and Jonah,
All right.
if you'd like to count Jeff down.
You got 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, pitch.
All right, so this is a turn-based RPG in a long-running series that is actually a really great entry point for the series. And it is one that, in a lot of ways, when I describe this to people, it is a game for people who love games. And who love not just the history of video games, but also just love the very notion, what they can mean and what they are. Because your main character believes the same thing. They are somebody that believes in heroism in no matter what the circumstances are, no matter how absurd it may be, and no matter how dire the odds. And that can be cheesy, and that's something maybe a little old-fashioned, but there's
Dude, that's
something kind of
anime
nice
as
about
hell.
that.
I love it.
It's anime as hell, and it knows that, and it has a lot of fun with that. It is a game that knows when to be serious and knows when to understand that sometimes trying your best looks a little silly, and lets you enjoy that. And it can be a very long game if you let it be, because there's, like any good RPG, plenty of side quests, plenty of characters to get to know, plenty of characters to follow. One of those games where the world becomes just as much an important character, and how that world and area around you changes as you continue your journey and continue what you discover and what you find and who you are as you become as
30 seconds.
how you're viewed changes over time, even when you watch yourself and go, I'm kind of an idiot. But I think that's exactly what we need right now. Let's just swing for it and be a hero, you know what I mean? That's what I'm here to play.
All right. Leaving 10 seconds on the table. Dude. Wow. All right.
Yeah, I wasn't. At first I was thinking, oh, this is supposed to be Final Fantasy, maybe Dragon Quest, maybe Persona. So I'm not even quite sure what this is, but it sounds amazing. So I'm in. Love turn-based RPG.
I got a quick question.
Sorry.
Is how new is this game? Or how recent?
Past couple years.
I don't want any isometric cameras or pixel art.
3D game, and actually currently the latest mainline entry in the series.
Oh.
Oh.
And it was my first one.
Okay.
Oh wow. Man,
So
that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm going back. I'm excited for what's coming next. This is. Yeah.
If I know what this is, there's also another good launching off point, which is where I started. But I'm very intrigued by this, especially because you said the character's an idiot. I love that. That's great. That's especially for dialogue heavy games. I feel like your main character should be a bit of an idiot. It just makes them more lovable than being
helps me relate.
Cool. I don't relate to Cloud personally because
because he's an asshole.
Whatever.
Yeah, because he's so hot, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry.
So hot. So hot right now.
I am in on that. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Well, Mateo, Jonah.
I'm in for $90 already, apparently. So I'm in. What is another game at this point? I'm in.
It's been out long enough. There's sales.
Let me be a big, dumb, beefy boy swinging a sword. That sounds rad to me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Mateo. I think I'm in.
Cool. What's the game, Jeff? Oh, sorry, Matt.
Oh, yeah, no, it's all good. I'm used to being ignored. It's fine. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
God.
Really?
Shut up, Jeff. I didn't bring you with me to snark me publicly like you always do. So I figured out this game by the third sentence. It's partially my fault that Jeff has played it, and I am in for a penny, in for a pound on the entire franchise. So yes, I would absolutely play this game again.
Heck yeah.
There's a reason the man that you play as is named the best. He's Ichiban Kasuga. It's So you're a big, beefy, beautiful idiot swinging a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Close enough. I'll take that.
No, absolutely. He loves Dragon Quest games, and that fuels him.
The memes alone from that game just make me go this is a really good character.
I know there's something about an orbital laser.
Yes, there's you can call an orbital laser from your cell phone. There's everything mimetic about it. I completed this game a few weeks ago. I played through it with my spouse, and during epic things that happen, there is a mechanic in the game called. I'm not actually going to say what it's called, but you can call assist trophies basically to help you out.
Heck yeah.
And when it happens, epic camera angles happen, and Kasuga gets the most intense look. Time to call a friend! I summon you! And his phone lights up, and cinematics galore.
I love it. I love it.
That's good. That's so good.
I never skipped those animations. Never got tired of it.
Yeah, that sounds incredible. Steven, you had...
Steven, do you think the assist trophy ever shows up and just reads an AI script in this game?
Inside joke.
These assists do different things. Some of them hurt people, some heals. Some of them are cute.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I really need to get into Yakuza, and I don't know a single person that's played any of the Yakuza games, let alone Like a Dragon, and just not absolutely loved it head over heels. So
Yeah,
I know I'll
I'm
love
playing
it when I
Zero
get to
next.
it.
I feel like that's the other good jumping in
Zero
point.
bangs.
The
Yeah,
best part
um,
is they're all on Game Pass too.
All of them. Every single
incredible
one.
value.
Yeah, that's great.
See,
Yeah,
Mateo,
like
we're
a
not
Dragon.
spending money on this one. Yeah.
Woo! Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Like a Dragon seems like one of the most accessible of the games because I've tried
Yeah.
getting into some of them before, and there's just so much. It
Yeah.
feels like there's a lot.
Well, playing through with my spouse, she loves mini games. She loves all those things. When we got to the first one where you're like, it's basically Pac-Man Mario Kart and you're driving a little car, like shopping cart around collecting cans. That was when she went, oh no, they've got me. It took us weeks to finish this game because she's like, I haven't collected enough cans, Jeff.
You don't understand.
You don't understand. There's another little thing on the. She doesn't collect trophies. She doesn't care. It's like I haven't completed the can collection achievement. This is
Incredible.
This is that ringing endorsement.
Yeah. I was just watching a friend of mine playing Like a Dragon Ishin, and in that one, in addition to the normal like hand-to-hand combat brawling, you have like a sword and a gun, and it was just something really comical about impaling a dude on your sword or like shooting him 12 times on the ground, and then like the fight just ends and they stand up off the ground and run away. It's just like we're not actually, it's just play fighting.
Yeah.
We're not murdering anyone.
Bye.
Yeah, the physical comedy is top tier.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for your pitches. And with that, I'll turn things over to our game master, Steven, for the game.
All right, welcome back, guys. And obviously, for our 69th episode, we need something sultry. We need to bring back one of our favorite segments. It's the dating game. And if you're watching the podcast, if you're watching the video version, you'll know by looking at me that everyone is trying to woo Ooh La La from Space Channel 52.
Just like every episode, baby.
Yeah.
Space Channel 69. I found that on an emulator site once.
That's it. So, we have contestant number 1, Jeff. Contestant number 2, Jonah. Contestant number 3, Matt. Contestant number 4, Caden. And contestant number 5, Mateo. All vying for the affections of Ooh La La. So, without further ado, contestant number... This one's going to go out to everyone, so just in order. Contestants, can you please, for me, describe your physique in just one word? Contestant number 1.
Regal.
Ooh.
I am a fan of regality. Contestant number 2.
Dark.
Dark. Ooh. Bit of chocolat. Contestant number 3.
Metal.
Oh.
Okay.
Contestant number 4.
Filthy.
Okay. Different
Massively.
tact. Interesting. Contestant number 5.
Stout.
Stout. Ooh. We got a bear. That's all right. Huggable. I like it. Man, this is after the first round. I'm getting some good vibes. The top of my screen, very very very, very solid vibes. There may be an outlier amongst the rest. All right, let's go. Contestant number 1. Since you are so regal, what is your idea of a romantic evening?
Enjoying the beauty in ourselves and in the cosmos around us. Getting lost amongst the stars and everything that we can find between us and what is out there.
Wow.
Yeah, well, being from space myself, like I can definitely contestant number 2. What would you say your best qualities are?
Hatred. Really good at killing. Like guns. I'm pretty
Okay.
So
quick.
not Batman.
Make it clear.
Wow. Okay. There you go. I guess if you subscribe to Guns and Ammo, then you'll be on board. Contestant number 3. If you were a circus performer, which act would you be?
What an excellent question. I probably would be either the lion tamer or the trapeze. I can do both.
Wow.
Ooh,
Okay, so
versatility.
we've got a bit of dominance, but also a possible switch. Okay. Okay. Alright. I like, keep it interesting. I don't know if I really want to know anything about contestant number 4, but let's just see. Let's find a good one for you. What would you say is your biggest challenge in life, contestant number 4?
Oh man, I've got so much like neck and shoulder and back pain because I'm like imprisoned in this gigantic metal helmet, and it's just so. I think it's like straight iron and it's like rusted, and you just don't know. Like I'm on painkillers like every day, but I try to like not let that define my existence, and I look for the silver linings.
Wow, I like resilience, so that I do like that. And look, maybe one day I could encourage you to have a shower. That'd be fun. Contestant number 5.
Mhm.
Oh, I won't get into the deep one just yet. Okay, you and I are going on a vacation together. Wherever you want. Where are you taking me?
Well, I will tell you my favorite part about going on vacation is actually the packing. I am very good at organizing and getting everything packed in a efficient way. If we had to go somewhere, maybe Russia, Moscow, I like the music scene there a lot.
I think Steven immediately understood what was happening.
Yeah.
Look at Jeff's face.
That's great. I don't know if Russia's a great tourist destination at the moment. Currently,
Yeah.
Might be a
failed
little
coups happening
complicated.
and stuff like that. But okay, maybe in a few years' time, we'll circle back. I'm gonna do a everyone question next. Let's go with. Ooh. If you would describe yourself as an animal, what kind of animal would you be? Test number 1.
Not entirely sure. We contain many wonderful qualities. We float like a butterfly. We have the might of a lion. We have the gentle touch of the little ant. And the reach of every sea creature across the oceans. We are perhaps a chameleon. Many colors, many possibilities.
Great answer.
Okay. Writes poetry in their spare time. That's contestant number 2. What kind of animal would you be?
Jog.
Oh no. Oh no.
Wow, so mysterious. Ground dwelling. Yeah, wow. Fits into little holes. Contestant number 3.
I guess I would say I'm most like a bull. Proud, powerful, heroic in some cases. Those bullfighters deserve to get their asses kicked, if you ask me.
Oh, okay.
Just throwing it out there.
Wow, okay. I guess they do usually like drug the bull before they go into the ring, so I definitely don't have any respect for the matador myself. So yeah, I can agree with that. The bull. Let's go for the bull. Contestant number 4.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to say just any animal that's infected with rabies, because I just like to murder any living thing that enters my sight as soon as I see it. So, yeah, probably that one.
Not an animal, just rabies.
Any animal with rabies. Yeah.
Hi, yep. Yep. Contestant number 4. Thanks.
Is that a 911 call?
Anyway, contestant number 5. What
Oh.
kind of animal would you be?
You know, some people have been known to call me Smash Boy on occasion. So maybe a rhino, an elephant, something that is just very powerful, gonna smash right on through. We'll go with one of those.
Nice, powerful, strong. All right. Oh, this is a great one. All right, contestant number 1. What song best describes your life?
Perhaps
tough one.
Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh.
Good one.
I'm really bad with big band stuff, so is that Sinatra? Sorry, I live in space. We listen to like space pop.
Shooting stars? I don't know.
Contestant number 2. What's your? I'm very intrigued by this because so far, bit of a prickly character. What is your best pickup line?
Oh no.
What if the contestant used this 2 questions ago already?
Jesus Christ. All I can think of are like the most raunchy pickup lines that I've ever heard.
Go for it. I'm game.
Got his with the quotes.
At least I don't think it's a quote. The word of the day is legs. Let's go back to my place and spread the word.
Oh no.
Wow. Well, I am a dancer, so I am pretty flexible personally. Yeah, so that's great. Contestant number 3. I'm trying to peel back this onion of yours. What mistake from your past would you love to delete from your history?
Oh wow.
Unfortunately, I think my biggest mistake is I let my closest friend down. I failed them, and it's been my life's work to avenge them.
Wow.
I keep digging my way through the muck that is this history of mine, and keep fighting to restore my honor and the honor of those I care about.
Wow, that is noble. Everyone makes mistakes, but it's how we make up for them. You know what? I'm gonna have to ask this one again of contestant number 4 because I'd like to see if you have redeeming qualities. What mistake from your past would you love to delete from your history?
There's a particular individual, this guy, that keeps coming onto my turf, and I keep trying to kill him, but he gets away every time. It's like he's able to like slip into an alternate dimension where I can't even reach him. So if I could correct any mistake in my past, it would just to be ready for him when he comes into my domain so I could kill him instantly and not let him get away. That'll probably be it, yeah.
Interesting. I don't know where the producers are and why they haven't. That's cool. That's very enlightening. Thank you so much. This one's gonna be great for you, Mateo. Contestant number 5. Sorry. Fill in the blank. I've never loved anything more in my life than I love my.
Ooh. Well, let's see. I've never loved anything more in my life than I love my. My feeling when I find just this perfect 2x2 space for me to fit into. There's this satisfying little, I don't know, it just feels like it's like a full body orgasm is basically what it is. It's so powerful that it feels almost like the walls just vanish around me.
Whoa.
Man. With the Hitachi magic wand, you can make that a reality.
Not a sponsor.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Contestant
Not
number
yet.
2, can we get a time check? Where do you want this to pull up?
We're still good. Let's do one more round and then we'll
One more round.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this one's such a tricky one. I'm trying to get a beat on you, contestant number 1.
I could change my previous answer to Shining Star.
What?
There you go.
What is your favorite store to shop at? Contestant number 1.
Macy's.
The Red Star, yeah. There is my Macy's really is full of things, but anywhere that sells good wrestling gear, I think perhaps not anything that we do, but it looks very good on us. Somewhere with good grooming products, somewhere that helps us look our best.
Ooh, great. I love that. Me too, personally. Obviously in space there's like a lot less moisture, so we have to keep up the hair gels and stuff. So that's great. Contestant number 2. Oh. All right, we are going to a restaurant that serves any food you could possibly desire. Where are you ordering off the menu?
Please say it.
I've been known for really enjoying chaos. So I think we'd go to like a hibachi grill. I like dinner at a show.
So being from space, I don't exactly know what that is. Is it some sort of teppanyaki restaurant or is it Korean barbecue? What are we?
Imagine a chef on the other side of the grill, and he's flipping things into people's mouths, and
he throws egg at you.
Yeah, but I've always caught it every time. Because
wow,
I'm skilled.
Catcher. Good stuff.
One time he made a volcano out of onions and alcohol. It was really chaos.
Okay, a man of mystery.
Now say he turned himself into a pickle. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Contestant number 3. You are sounding like a protective type. So we're out on a date when a stranger picks a fight. How are you handling the situation?
I mean, with words first, of course.
Oh, wow.
If I have to lift my shovel, I will. But to start with words, because I think that any good conflict can be resolved with clear communication. I think it's important. We start with kindness and compassion, bravery and courage. And if that all fails, I beat the crap out of them.
I dig it.
Nice. And like I just got hints of possible green thumb as well. Like I really love the environment, so to maybe dig it out with you. Contestant number 4. Let's see, what have we got left? How long is your behavior bond? Like, you're out, obviously, so I'm just wondering, like, I guess this is like off the record. I'm just curious, like, are you currently imprisoned or
Oh no, I'm on the run. I just live in kind of like an abandoned industrial block that's been condemned. No one lives there. Everything's just covered in rust and is decaying. And anytime the police or anyone tries to come in there to get me, they just get killed. So.
Yeah, that's interesting that you're still here. And finally, contestant number 5. Just got to bring up a question. It's great. If look, I feel the energy. So if you were to propose, how would you do it?
Well, there would be fireworks. There would be music. I've got a problem though. I am not built like some of my siblings, so I can't actually get on my knee. It is just, it's not physically possible. The desire is there. The heart wants, but I don't think I could get on the knees. So hopefully you're fine with, some non-traditional, proposal methods.
De facto
Be a hell of a surprise. You'd get the drop on her.
It's 2023. De facto is fine. All right. So how do we want to wrap this up?
Who are you
contestant number
picking?
2?
Who are you picking?
Yeah.
Man, this is tough because there's 2 that have been massive standouts. With a little bit of sauciness from
2 and 4. Absolutely.
Definitely some sauciness from contestant number. But and it's the one mystery person that I'm still. Well, it's actually one of 2 that I'm still waiting to uncover and really know who you are. And I really want to say contestant number 3, but I have to go with my heart and say contestant number 1 who wants to be in the stars with me.
Wow.
I want to roll you up into my life.
All right, Stevenson, I have to guess who's who.
Did I finally guess who that is? Is it just then? I still don't know. Oh my god, I think I know. Okay,
Sorry, we want to roll you up into our life.
Contestant number 2 is Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yes.
The ultimate life form, some might say.
Yeah.
Contestant number 3 is Shovel Knight. Thank you for the heavy hits at the end. I was nowhere near.
Yeah,
contestant number 4
Filthy,
shouldn't be on the show.
big rusty helmet.
Number 5. I actually have no idea. May you reveal it, Caden?
Your pyramid head, right?
Yeah. I was gonna ask if anybody else guessed it.
Heavy.
I knew from the. We talked.
I was thinking
Yeah.
Griffith, like from Berserk had the helmet on. I was thinking of Let Me Solo Her.
Oh,
not a boss.
That would have been good.
That would have been good.
Because I've got the memory of a goldfish, I knew that you were Pyramid Head, and then I promptly forgot. So I thought you were blasphemous. That's what I had written down here.
Oh wow,
that would have been good too.
Contestant number 5 is the block Tetramino.
Yeah.
Tetris.
Oh man, that's incredible.
Which was
Damn.
amazing.
What an inspired pick.
I am really bad at knowing the name. Actually, we were doing the buffest people on on one of our
the most yoked folk, yeah.
Most yoked folk. Is it like the king of the universe from Katamari Damacy?
King of all cosmos from Katamari Damacy.
Wow, that works. That works for Ooh La La, although that's a big size disparity and ow.
I'm sure the King of all cosmos has powers that can like shrink and
We are all about size.
But
King of all cosmos is the only size king in the universe.
we definitely both love our music, so that's why we will get along.
Yeah, I think
Absolutely. Very
really
colorful.
that's the best match.
So thank you to all suitors, except for suitor number 4. Thank you so much for showing up. Hope you find love in the future.
Even when you asked what animal are you,
Well, I'm a hedgehog.
I was like, oh well, I guess we're giving it away now.
But you could have said a human.
That's right.
Oh, that would have been good.
That's true. That would have been good.
Deeply weird.
Well, folks, we made it to the end of the podcast. We did it. Pat yourselves on the back. Congratulations. Time for final thoughts, where you can speak whatever's on your mind, plug anything you want to shamelessly plug, whatever. As our guests, Matt, I'll let you go first. Final thoughts.
Sure. I think that Twitter sucks and should burn in a great giant fire. For those who don't know, my account's been suspended because I called out a TERF and threatened them with a cute picture of a kitten, and apparently that was out of line. So,
Oh dear.
If you need to find me, I'm currently keeping residence in the Fun and Games Twitter, which has been really fun for Jeff's DMs. But hey, we're all having fun here.
I like to watch.
But yeah, but I am on Blue Sky. If you have Blue Sky, I'm DJ Stormageddon, and honestly, it's looking a lot nicer over there because Elon can get effed. I don't know if we can curse on this show, so
Yeah, that's fine.
Elon can get fucked.
There it is.
Church can get fucked.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be back on the show. It's a blast. I listen to y'all all the time. My favorite recent debate was the Janet Garcia one with Caden. That one.
Oh my god, that was
good
such
one.
a good one. That was
That's
such a
that's
good one.
incredible. Yeah.
But I'm so excited to be back on the show again. Check out Fun and Games. We're on all podcast platforms. Everyone here has done a side quest, and Mateo's got one coming up soon. It's already in the chamber, loaded for the release schedule, and so we've got some and Caden's done 2, and Jonah's working on his second.
I'm working on my second one.
I would love to get a second one from you, but thank you for welcoming Fun and Games into your community and having such a great community. It's been a pleasure to be a part of it. And if you want to find all the stuff that I do besides what I do, for Fun and Games, you can go to djstormageddon.com. All my other podcasts are there. And, those are my final thoughts. Oh, yeah. And Elon, you are a cis, white, hetero moron. Get
That's like, I love that we can now reclaim sissy, but with the CISS.
There you go.
Like, just a sissy boy.
All right, final thoughts,
dear.
Jeff.
Well, where I can be found, I can also be found on wherever Fun and Games can be found. Fun and Games Pod across all of the social media platforms as they stand, where they are. Our Patreon, be found at certainpov.com. We have our Discord server there, all that fun stuff. You can find me popping into wherever Discord servers I happen to be on when I happen to check them. But I can also be found on most social media at Jeff Makes Noise, and Jeff is spelled Geoff. And I have to spell it, so do you. And so, and I second Matt's thoughts that it has been so much fun being back on here. Thank you so much for having both of us. This has been, I had a blast the first time, and the second time is just as good, if not better. This was a delight.
I think this was the first double guest that we've had with Mateo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. What a way to kick it off,
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. Speaking of Mateo, final thoughts.
Yeah, go play Little Kitty Big City, the demo. Go play On Guard. Go check out our girl Jill on the kind of funny gaming daily. She killed it. It was so good, so good.
Indie Informer, check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Steven, final thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna keep harping on about like with Jill and stuff. Go also support the Indie Informer and support indie games. They're just absolutely killing it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jonah, final thoughts.
It's just great to have everyone here. It's been a fantastic show. I laughed harder on this show than I think I have in quite a while. If you would like to vote for our debate today, you can do that on the Cast Your Votes channel on the Discord. If you like the show, you could leave us a like, or even better, share it. We are trying so hard to get into more people's ears. So please share the show. Let other people know if they're kind of into games or into debates or anything. They're just like something fun to listen to. Please share the show. If you would like to support our Discord community as well as the show, you can find us on Patreon at Great Game Debate. And yeah, I can't wait. We are closing down on that time for PAX West, and Mateo and I are gonna be up there.
It's getting real close.
It's getting real close.
I'll see you there.
Hell
Awesome.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, I've been your host, Caden Berthelane. My final thoughts are, I don't know if I can recommend this game. It's definitely like a 18 plus adult, like R-rated game called Fear and Hunger. That's like a really old indie game that my friend recommended me to play. And it's like the first thing that happens is you go into this like prison, and there's like a mutant Hulk prison guard, Mr. X style, that attacks you. And it's like, I realize he has like a gigantic, huge like penis with like a scorpion stinger coming out of it. I'm like, what's going on? And then like, this is turn-based combat, right? And in the turn-based combat, you can attack and dismember enemy limbs. And then I realized I can target the penis, and then it
That's
comes off.
Equip it.
wait, that style combat.
Turn-based, yeah. It gets weirder if he successfully attacks you with his stinger penis. It gives you a status effect.
I think
called
we're just
anal
gonna refer
bleeding.
to it as the stingus.
Yeah.
All right, so who's in on the
game.
pitch? Ian.
Yeah, weird game. So we'll see where I land on it. But as always, happy gaming. Bye. Bye.
As always, a big thank you to our friend Misdriven for the music in our podcast. If you like what you hear and you want to check out more of what they have, you can pay them a visit on Twitter at MIST_RIVEN719 or on Bandcamp at Misdriven. Thanks again for tuning in. Till next time.
Okay.
I think it's the
I
same.
definitely have a different setup. So
Oh,
1, 2.
I mean, we can
I'd say
rearrange
three.
it to just be
Yeah.
what
How
works
did
for
you get
you.
yours to go in a different arrangement?
That was clockwise, by the way, Steven. So it's like
That was-
Matt, then
yeah.
me, then you, then Mateo clockwise. Is that how it is for you?
Yeah, no, I've got Jeff, Jonah,
Oh, he's in
Hayden,
Australia. It's
Matt,
upside down.
me.
Right.
Even if that were
No,
true,
that-
one
I got-
plus
I
two
got-
plus
I
one
got
plus one.
Mateo
Nah,
as-
1 plus 1
as
plus 2 plus
last.
1.